Namaste, my dear friends. Welcome to Mana TV International. You're watching Community Special with Jyotsna. I'm very happy today. I'm so very happy because I have a great panel of guests with me today who have created a Guinness World Record, a unique kind of Guinness record in the situation we are under the COVID, situation, and the people are away from each other, are not meeting. This is a Guinness World Record the team SiliconAndhra has created, where 100,000 people chanted Hanuman Chalisa together. And this was historic, and it happened few days back, and the Guinness World Record has been registered. Today, I will be connecting you with my team, my guests, who have led this action brilliantly and were very, very successful. To begin with, I will welcome my panel of guests. The main person right now, first person I will be introducing is Mr. Ashok Badi, a person who has played a lead role in this whole process. Ashok ji, namaskar. Welcome to this special edition of Community Special.
Namaskar. Small correction is Anand Kuchibotla ji has led the whole thing. We are all the support team.
My bad. I will correct it. In fact, I've been coordinating so much with you. Sometimes it so happens, and especially when you are the technical team lead, apparently gets confusing. And of course, I stand corrected there, and I welcome Mr. Anand Kuchibotla, the main founder and the person who visualized this concept. Anandji, namaskar. Welcome to our special session, and great, many congratulations on this great achievement.
Jyotsna ji, namaste. Thank you very much for having us. Either it is me or Ashok or Priya or Jyoti or Hari, all of us, each one of us has our own responsibilities, and we did it together. It doesn't matter. Ashok ji, he is very graceful and said that, but we are all very excited to work together. 6 of us are here, but hundreds of people worked and thousands of families from 50 plus countries came together with one mission, wishing the world good. So that is the most beautiful thing when I think about it. It happened last Saturday on the 74th Indian Independence Day.
Amazing, amazing. Such a great achievement. And of course, it is always a team that brings the laurels together. And that's where your team in unison is representing here. I will introduce the rest of the members of the panel here. We have Mr. Sai Kandula here. Sai ji, namaskar. Welcome.
Namaste. Good evening.
I have Satyapriya Tanagula here. Satyapriya ji, welcome. Congratulations to you as well. I mean,
Thank you, Jyotsna ji. Thank you so much. Thanks for hosting us.
Thank
Good
you.
evening,
And
all.
we have Hari Devabatini here. Hari, thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the special show here. Showcasing your success today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And I have Jyoti Chintalapudi. Welcome, Jyoti. Congratulations. Each one of you have done a great job, amazing. So this is the panel of my guests today. They were behind the scenes, working tirelessly to create a history, Guinness World Record. It takes a lot of efforts to create these kind of records, and especially when this chanting 1 lakh times Hanuman Chalisa chanting happened digitally, connecting so many people worldwide from across 60 countries is historic. And I am very interested to know from Anandji now, how did you conceptualize this idea and how it came to the fruition?
I think we have one video, Harigaru, the one, could we show that for the 1 minute video of Annamacharya?
Absolutely. We will be looking forward to have multiple videos from you about the event that happened.
Okay. SiliconAndhra came into existence in 2001, August 4th. We just completed 19 years. We entered into the 20th year. We have been doing a lot of programs. One thing we always think big is in our DNA of SiliconAndhra. In 2008, we did our first international Kuchipudi dance convention, and that was done in Cupertino in the United States. That's when we created our first Guinness World Record for an Indian classical dance ever in the history of Indian fine arts. Wow. So we take pride in that. And then the following year, in 2009, in the hottest summer of India, where the temperatures went to 120 plus. In Hyderabad, we visualized a program of bringing 100,000 people physically to one place and sing 7 songs of saint composer Annamacharya.
Wow, amazing.
A lot of people were skeptical. Where do all these people, people to sing coming from for that? There is only a gut feeling. We put 100,000 chairs practically in a Secunderabad parade grounds. And that evening, as it dawned upon us, 100,000 seats were filled. Actually, another 60 plus thousand people, 160,000 people came. Entire the flyovers around that area were totally filled, and people stood for about 40 minutes in absolute silence and sang the 7 kirtanas of Annamacharya, and they left peacefully. That was the biggest historic cultural program ever happened on Indian soil, voluntarily people coming to do that. A lot of newspapers and TV shows, including CNN and BBC, covered that. So 11 years after that, when we were able to bring physically people to one place, and today we are all affected by this global pandemic caused by the invisible corona virus. So from our childhood, we were trained, or we were taught, we were accustomed to pray Lord Hanuman whenever you are in fear, distress. So let's all come together. Let's beat the boundaries of world. So it's just let's all come together and pray and see how best what we could do. And that concept came. When the concept came, I really don't know what it takes to exactly do it. Generally, we take about 6 months to plan and execute a program. This time we ventured to do it in 2 months. It has its own big share of challenges, but in the end result, we were able to get people from 50 plus countries.
Amazing.
Officially, we have 44 plus countries people registered, and we have more countries people joined, and we all chanted Hanuman Chalisa 11 times, 11 times together. So that day we should have more than 11 lakh, 1.1 million
Wow.
times Hanuman Chalisa. These are the people whom we know, but there are a lot of people in other countries who didn't have access, but watched this on televisions, and they chanted from their homes. So definitely, at least we have a few million people made think about Hanuman Chalisa and the universal good. So it feels good being able to, in these days, bring people without leaving their door, but connected. So after the program, we received a wonderful feedback. Several people went into trance, and it was felt very good. And they have felt the divinity for humanity. And some people have tears in their eyes, seeing all these small dots. Here we see 7 screens. Imagine on the same screen, if we are seeing every 20 seconds, our Harigaru made it happen. About 25,000 people coming, and it's changing. So it is a wonderful team effort, and we did successfully. So we're very
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. It is, it takes great efforts, as you said, and I mean, your team, solid team, you have, I must say that, because bringing in 1 lakh people on screen digitally, connecting them from around 50 plus countries, as you said, is really very tough. And then the kind of chorus, the chant that it would have produced, the kind of vibrations in the universe that the whole world would have been released. Oh my God, what a pious thought, what a majestic event you have held. Heartiest congratulations once again, because this is something, you're purifying the entire wavelengths, the vibes around people. Hanuman Chalisa chanting, as you said, yes, Hanumanji. It was very interesting when you said if somebody is scared, in our childhood, we were taught, chant Hanuman Chalisa, and Lord Hanuman will ward away all the evils from you. All bad forces and energies will go away. And of course, Lord Hanuman is considered as the modern god, god of the modern world. The Kaliyug ke Bhagwan hai Hanuman ji Maharaj. That's how they say. So it was a great idea. Like you thought about Hanuman Chalisa specifically, not anything else. So that is very, very thoughtful of you there, and that is something, yes, in Indian tradition, people are brought up chanting Hanuman Chalisas from east to west, north to south. This is one Chalisa that everybody by hearts in the same language, apparently, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it is Awadhi, a Hindi dialect, Awadhi
Right.
dialect of Hindi. So Sant Goswami Tulasidas wrote it in the 16th century. So 400 years later, that is universally accepted. And if we had tried a little more planning, looking like getting 1 million people is also not challenging, because we have
And I
1.3
now
billion.
see, I see the motivation that you are going to create another Guinness record. I mean, this is what is commendable about SiliconAndhra is you are in habit of producing Guinness records. And when you spoke about 2009 having 1 lakh people, 100,000 people in person with that dedication, you chanted everything, and people were there, is just historic. This is, you are creating history, and it is written in golden words. It's so good to know through you, and it is so good to connect your entire team to my audience today. I take pride, personally, because this is something you've been doing, and the whole world, my audience needs to know, because you're doing something
Thank you.
great, and there are many more millions of people who would be vying to join your efforts there and make much beautiful Guinness records in future.
Thank you. This is our 10th Guinness World Record. All our Guinness World Records are created with Indian culture, music, dance, instrumentalists, whether it is Shahnai, whether it is the traditional wedding drums, or Kuchipudi dance, or Carnatic music, now with Hanuman Chalisa. So this is the 10th Guinness World Record. I think on planet Earth, a community cultural organization having 10 records for Indian fine arts and traditions of divine chanting, I think we may be the one. We are not aware of any other person, pardon our ignorance.
You are
but
bringing Indian culture and India to pride, worldwide. This is commendable. And I, as an Indian, I, as an NRI, though, I take pride in this. And
Thank you.
of course, this is a motivation we get personally to associate with organizations like yours. Something that you're doing without any personal motive. It's something for universal good that you're doing, and motivating people worldwide and enriching our culture, our heritage, and showcasing it to the whole world. It takes great efforts. And sir, today I would like to know from you, with your these beautiful stars that you have in your team, how would you like to introduce them to me and to the audience?
Okay, I will go with you must have seen a picture. I wanted to tell that, Rama Lakshmana comes on the shoulders of Hanuman, him flying. There are here 2 newbies to this team, and God, Hanuman sent them, because without them, this wouldn't have happened. That is Ashok Badigaru, who is the most dynamic, a natural leader, a people-loving person, always there, wants to help people who are in need, and he doesn't boast much of it. He has a lot of credits to him, and I met him a couple of years ago, little bit, and we just know each other. But now he became a family member. Through him, came to know Hari Devabatini. He is the man. Right now, he has only less number of monitors. During this program, we need to find his face in between the monitors. And he is such a digital Brahma. Brahma, the creator. He's a digital Brahma for us. He felt these half a dozen, 10 monitors are not enough. So he created 100 plus virtual machines on Amazon Web Services. So he is tracking all those machines. So these are the two. And then in SiliconAndhra, I have these two outstanding people, Jyoti Chintalapudi garu and Priya Tanugula garu. Jyoti Chintalapudi garu is instrumental in making all Kuchipudi conventions tremendously successful.
Wow.
Bringing more than 10,000 Kuchipudi dancers from 18 plus countries and creating every 2 years a new Guinness World Record, where President of India was the chief guest one time, the chief ministers, governors, and our general typical audience for our program is anywhere 35 to 40,000. And she was instrumental, in making those things happen. And Priya Tanugula, again, she's very passionate about our activities. I met her, inviting her to a cultural program, whether she is interested to play a role in a Indian Puranic drama. And I asked her, giving a flyer in front of an Indian grocery, she accepted, and the rest is history. Right now, she leads all the activities in this thing. She played a vital role, making connecting. We had a lot of central government ministers and all come together, and we all could do. Hari Garu can create the technology with 100 plus machines. We all get all this thing done, but people coming from Kenya to Doha to Ivory Coast to South Africa to Singapore to Peru, they need to be seen on the Zoom. They should be able to connect. They need to have a host, and coordinating all these hundreds of people is Sai and his team did. And Sai Kandula, is also my son-in-law. So I feel proud of my daughter's choice. And he had a pretty good young team that worked. In SiliconAndhra, we don't call ourselves an organization or an association. We don't have that name. Our name is only SiliconAndhra, because we are a global family with who have the passion for Indian culture, literature, and tradition. So this is one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. From the day one, we believed for 19 years. And after as we started this show, sharing with you, and we welcome you to the global SiliconAndhra family, Jyotsna ji.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored and I'm so excited. In fact, I will personally reach out to your team to connect in a way where I can be of some use, because you're doing something amazing and I was not aware of it. I was not privileged to be associated earlier, but now I'm more privileged.
Actually, you're really helping us today with the help of our Ashok Garu and another our family member Sneha ji. She's not here. Generally, we do a program, we move on. We have never we do a lot of stuff. We have too many things we have done in the 19 years compared to any organization. And we attract the people in thousands and sometimes in lakhs. I want to tell you one thing. We enjoy the Bollywood and Tollywood, all the movies, but we haven't done one single program that is connected with Indian movie related content. We focus on Indian folk arts, we focus on Indian classical arts, we focus on Indian theatrics, we focus on Indian literature, everything that is connected to Indian tradition and culture, not the movie centric stuff. Still, we are able to attract the people because we believe India has a tremendous amount of wealth and heritage in the form of various art forms. Even if we do a program every day for the next 100 years, we still be able to show something different.
Very true. Very true. You are very true there. And the way you are connected to the roots and why there are thousands and millions of people associated with you, the reason is people do not forget their roots.
Absolutely.
Our folk, our village, our connection if you are bringing it to the front, in front of the masses, and glorifying it in a very, very groomed manner, the richness and the heritage, if you are showcasing to the world, everybody who is connected to their soil will take pride in coming forward. And I am very happy to know all this. And in fact, I will definitely seek more guidance and inputs and insight from you for my people, my audience, to associate with Silicon Andhra, with your team, with your people, where they also would like to revisit their roots. And
Thank you.
people who are NRIs here, people who are away from their motherland, be it United States of America, UK, any other country, wherever they are in the world. Now you have an outreach. First of all, the beauty is the digital connection, the way you are so aptly, armored with that. Now is the time when people would like to definitely reach out to you and connect, so that they can introduce this culture and heritage to their kids through your organization. So we would take inputs from you, sir, on that as well. And of course, about your Ratnas there who are there, I would like to know from them also, how do they feel and how has been their experience, connecting, working together as a team for so many years. Ashok Badigaru, I'll come to you now and take your inputs right now. And thank you, Anand Garu, for holistic explanation, introduction of your organization. As you said, not organization, but the whole, I would say, a concept it is, and it is a beauty. I mean, so many Guinness records, and of course, I know many more records would be forthcoming soon. And with digital connectivity, innovation is there. I see that pride in your people there and what they've been thinking. And I know something is coming very soon, in probably 3 months now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that it will come for sure. You know, in fact, I have something in mind. I haven't shared with Anand Garu yet, but after this call, I will share with him, and we will plan for something big for the Durga Navratri,
Very nice.
an event where we will connect Ma Durga and seek her blessings as well. Um, but yes, Jyotsna ji, thanks for having us here, and I thank Mana TV and its management who've been supporting us throughout this session, throughout right from 2 months. Um, Thanks again.
It's our pleasure indeed.
The journey has been very, very, I would say, refreshing. It was very nice. We we learned a lot. We ourselves we did something that was totally new. An event of this scale, this magnitude, never happened on Earth.
Mm,
We all stayed in our own homes and connected people from over 50 countries, motivated more than 100,000 people to come together, the key being to chant Hanuman Chalisa at the same time.
right.
People chant at different times, things, but motivating everyone to come together and chant at the same time was the challenge, right?
Absolutely.
And that happened. So that is a miracle, and it wouldn't have happened without the blessings of Lord Hanuman, Lord Rama. But the thought obviously came from Anandji, and I keep telling this at every platform. Not here necessarily. Um, in this case, it is Anandji, but for any event to happen anywhere, there is always going to be one leader. The rest are all going to be building blocks. The
True.
thought always comes from there are several instances where events that I have conducted where the thought came from me, but I would always there's always going to be a team, and team support is very important. It's crucial. But the credit or discredit, both always go to the leader. Always. And in this case, the credit will and shall go to Sri Anand Kuchibotlaji. No other person should be claiming credit for this. We are all teamwork is there. I'm not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is
So
my.
the thing is, Ashokji, a leader, a good leader creates thousands of leaders.
True.
And that's the beauty that he has done. And you are another leader who's appreciating the guru, big guru here, there, And I see so many leaders would be going, under his aegis, like his guidance, he will be leading the world in a different manner. And he's been doing as he said about it. So this is highly commendable. And such people of such high cadre and stature are very rare to find in these days, and very humble and modest as I see him. So absolutely, sir. It's a great pleasure, to have you on our show and hear from you and your leadership. And I see how ardent and committed your people are. And I see all of them as super leaders for tomorrow.
Yeah, and the good thing is this whole event was done with a very beautiful cause in mind. That is, to help the Sanjeevani Hospital, which is in Kuchipudi village in Andhra Pradesh,
Oh, that's
where
nice.
so it's kind of a nodal point where there are a lot of villages, poor villages, where there's lack of basic amenities and healthcare. Healthcare, as you know, in India is really a tough thing.
Mhm.
So
Ashok Garu, maybe Harigar, if you could show at least the Sanjeevani video, then
yeah.
Ashok Garu, you talking would
Sure.
Jyotsna ji and the audience also will be able to
Absolutely
see.
would like to see. And we would also like to go on to the event that took place last week and how the Guinness records were created. We'd like to know more about that, as well as if there is any basic information about Silicon Andhra as an organization, as some specific address, location from where you operated, anything you want to show, introduce yourself. First, I would like to, in fact, have some visuals from that as well. I am very, very curious and excited to know more.
Yes, so again, the cause was, to support the Sanjeevani Hospital,
Mhm.
to help the poor and needy.
Right.
And this hospital is like a world-class hospital that has a beautiful infrastructure, I mean, structure-wise. But the hospital still has miles to go before it becomes a fully functional hospital, because they need beds, they need other equipment, medical equipment, medical infrastructure.
Right.
So started off with trying to raise some funds for that hospital, again with the intention of helping the masses, right?
Very
So we
nice.
had the cause in mind, we had God in mind, and we had the internet as a tool
Very nice.
to connect all people. So that's
Beautiful. Beautiful. So you've been, I mean, as I see that you've been doing this event. So do you keep doing these charitable things, contributions, basically?
that is how Anand Garu and myself got connected. So me, Hari, and a couple of people from Michigan have been into a lot of charity activities, Srini Tonta and a few other friends. And we've been doing some online shows, events. Again, every month we do an event. It's called Jukebox Jam Night,
Hmm.
and we do an event every last Friday of every month. And whatever proceeds we get from there, we 100% donate it for a charity, for a cause of the month.
Very nice. And I have one question, or in fact, what happens is uh, there are thousands of NRIs who are willing to help the needy in India. But the misfortune is what the way things have operated in India for some years, the concept of NGOs has gone really bad. And they really don't know whom to trust. And when organizations or the teams like you come in picture, when you're genuinely helping, it becomes a better connect where we can really refer and tell, okay, this is the organization working really good, and the contributions will go in the right direction for the right cause. It brings a very good comfort when you say that we've been supporting different people, needy people and all. So why I'm asking this is, yes, would there be a scope where people can associate with you in one way or other, or the information if you would like to share, where they can make or donations to the needy? As you said, Sanjeevani Hospital is being built there. There are so many people, NRIs, who want to do something for their motherland. They are in Karma Bhumi, but their Janma Bhumi, they want to pay back, but they don't have the right connect. And I believe it's a good opportune moment here right now to know more, so that if there is some, details there as well, that we can showcase, we can tell our audience about it.
Jyotsna ji, I just want to add Ashok Garu. In America, there is a third party organization called Guide Star. When Melinda, Bill Gates Foundation or some other foundations, when they look at it, they look at the ratings of the GuideStar that rates the non-profits. There is a Charity Navigator and GuideStar. And you are generally listed there, and then you have silver, gold, and platinum. They track about a few million non-profits in the United States. SiliconAndhra, we take pride, is one of the platinum rated non-profits for our transparency.
Amazing.
Everything what you want to see, including our tax returns, you could go and just guidestar.org and go for siliconandhra.org, you will find it. We are a 501c3 organization here, and we are also, SiliconAndhra is a trust in India, and which is an income tax exemption organization also there. So we would like to make a difference in the lives of underprivileged. So we initiated this project. If you see the video, Kuchipudi is a historic village that has more than 6 centuries history. That's where the dance form originated. So we adopted that village in 2015 and made a good amount of progress with the support of several good-hearted people who wanted to make a difference. They are all not from Telugu people or not from Andhra Pradesh. There are several Americans and there are several other racial people, racist people who are supported this. Harigaru, can we show it?
Very nice to know this. I mean, knowledge is power, sir. So when we get right information, it's very, very fruitful. We can get the right direction for our cause or our work that we want to put in.
This is the story of Kuchipudi, an ancient and culturally rich village in the state of Andhra Pradesh in southern India. The village dates back to 700 BC and has gifted to the world a divine dance form by Kuchipudi. While dance form has spread around the world, the village itself has been in a state of utter neglect until SiliconAndhra decided to adopt the village and modernize it without losing its heritage and centuries-old cultural uniqueness. Schools got repainted and fitted with new desks. Cement roads have been laid. The bus station has been cleaned up and decorated with stills of Kuchipudi dance. A waste pickup system has been put in place to keep the village clean. Toilets have been built for girls, which increased school attendance. There is still one major infrastructure item missing in the village: a well-equipped hospital. Hundreds of people die each year trying to reach the nearest hospital. Precious lives are lost that can otherwise be saved.
2 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం మా అమ్మగారి అగ్ని ప్రమాదంలో ఒళ్ళు కాలిపోయి పరిసర ప్రాంతాల్లో ఎక్కడ హాస్పిటల్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల విజయవాడ 2 గంటల ప్రయాణం చేస్తుండగా మధ్యలో చనిపోయారు.
SiliconAndhra once again wanted to change that and embarked on building a 200-bed hospital, Sanjeevani.
సంజీవని మల్టీ స్పెషాలిటీ హాస్పిటల్ ఇక్కడ నిరుపేదలకు ఎంతో ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. దాతలు ఎంతమంది తొందరగా దాన్ని సహకరిస్తే అంత తొందరగా అలాంటి నిరుపేదలకి చాలా ఉపయోగకరంగానే చూస్తున్నాం.
Your generous donations to Sanjeevani will directly help to save lives for several decades to come.
Namaste. SiliconAndhra adopted the historic Kuchipudi village in Andhra Pradesh, India. In addition to the development works that were undertaken, SiliconAndhra initiated a mega healthcare project. SiliconAndhra completed the construction of a hospital named Ravi Prakash SiliconAndhra Sanjeevani Hospital. This hospital has been serving through outpatient department thousands of people. SiliconAndhra Sanjeevani has the potential to serve 600,000 people in 150 plus villages. Today, we need to procure medical equipment to provide quality health care to hundreds of thousands of families. Sincerely request you, please come forward and donate generously to make this hospital a quality healthcare provider for rural population. Your support means a lot. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Beautiful. Amazing work you've been putting in, sir.
So if you've seen the visuals, you can see the infrastructure existing already there. But again, as I previously said, miles to go. We're still in the early stages of providing world-class medical facilities to in and around that area. But yeah, let's I think go back to the Hanuman Chalisa.
Absolutely. Now, yes, we will come back to the Hanuman Chalisa, the history. To my audience who are joining in right now, I would like to let you know that SiliconAndhra has created a Guinness World Record very recently. That was only 15th of August, where 1,100,000 people chanted Hanuman Chalisa together, and that too for 11 times. Historic, very, very historic event, and of course, creating the great vibrations in the whole world for positivity when Lord Hanuman would be blessing, or has blessed us. So this is an event right now. We're talking to all the people who were part of this team who got successful in getting this Guinness World Record registered, and getting it done digitally, where more than 50 countries, people from more than 50 countries participated, is really commendable. It's really, really, unimaginable for once. But then the beauty of technology and the beauty of our IT experienced experts, basically, as you know, the Indians have the forte in information technology. Yes, they did it together. And today we are talking to the entire team. So Ashok ji, I would like to know from you as a technical lead there, coordinating all these things. And of course, with the Sai Garu there and Hari Garu there, as you said, he was hidden between the monitors there on the day when it actually happened. How did you get successful in collaborating or connecting all the people digitally? It's a very, very tough job, I mean, you need to have too many accounts. How did it work? I mean, I would like to know technically how it works as well.
Sorry, yes. So I will let the Vishwakarma, Sri Hariji,
Okay.
the creator for that, talk, and he should be able to explain it better.
All right. And Harigaru, little background about you, please.
Sure,
I'm very curious
sure.
to know about you.
Sure, sure. Well, I've been
Nation wants to
jumping
know,
in.
Harigaru. Nation wants to know.
No, of course, for the nation.
Couple of different. I started off with some networking and infrastructure background, and then moved on to business intelligence and warehousing, and that's where I am right now working. But part of this, like few months back, we started up a different initiative wherein we started supporting different causes, orphanage, the Sanjeevani Hospital, orchestra people in the film industry, and this month we are doing it for people who are mentally challenged. One of the NGO taking. So we, Ashok ji, came, said, let's do this. Myself, Ashok ji, Srini ji, we started off, but then we formed a very good volunteer team that we were working together. So we got into this whole streaming world and live production and other things. We started off with a basic setup of doing it in a Zoom call, and then we kind of expanded to wherein we started putting in virtual studios, putting in multiple camera angles, zooming in, zooming out, moving out. So we started growing in that area. And one of the shows Anandji did watch, maybe he watched few others too, but he did come live on one of them. So he saw that this thing. So when this whole event was happening, he introduced us to one more company that was initially planning to do the production, and we were planning to oversee and try to give some inputs. That's how we started off. My initial journey with this, working with this team, is totally new to me. I've been working with Ashok ji, but working with Anand ji and his team has been pretty new to me. So we started off with being just a paraindar like anyone else, just came into this whole picture to just chant Hanuman Chalisa 11 times. But then last 7-8 days, our requirements changed and other things, but the company, they had their capabilities. They said, okay, if you have an alternative, pick one, because this is what we can do. So we wanted to do something bigger. So that's where myself and Ashokji, we said, give us a day, we'll explore our options. We had a call around 12 o'clock in the night, and we said we are ready for the event. And that's where we jumped into it. And from a technology perspective, we jumped so many stuff. This was new to us. There was a huge learning curve. I would accept, didn't do it before. So there's a lot to learn. Our requirements kept on dynamically changing. And initially we had this thing to stitch 100 plus Zoom sessions, each session having 1,000 people, and then people have to be rotating in each session. Every 49 have to be rotating so that all 100,000 are projected onto the big screen.
Wow.
Was our initial requirement. But then from there on, requirements changed. We said, no, we want to make sure all 100,000 start at the same time. So we need to control how they would basically start. And that's where, like how I injected the video into our Zoom session, we had to inject the video of a Hanuman Chalisa with the lyrics into all the 100 sessions. And we looked at so many different options. We looked at cloud forms and other things to see which one are options, and they had their lags, they had their challenges. But then came the final thing wherein we had to also, we said that we want one Zoom session wherein if they talk in that Zoom session, it should be broadcasted to the remaining 100 Zoom sessions. We had
Amazing.
little over 100. So that
Right.
created one more challenge. And then people talking in the primary Zoom session were also getting an audio injection from the Hanuman Chalisa video. So when they're talking and their video is an audio is getting injected into the same Zoom session, that if there is a lag, it creates an echo, it creates
Right.
that multiple. So that was a challenge. We had to inject it in such a high persistent speed that even a person talking in the primary Zoom session would not know that their voice is coming twice in that session. So that's how much persistent we had to go on the technology side. And tried a lot of options. We had a couple of them successful. We explored them till the day of the event. We did not really have a full like a rehearsal or something wherein we could try it, because we simulated so many different processes. So we kind of did a lot of things, but finally I think so what we were able to produce was really a visual treat for a lot of people. And again, there was a technical angle, we were involved in it, but then the whole interaction with the team, I got to meet such a wonderful family being part of it. I couldn't be part of the SiliconAndhra family before. Sure, the next ventures I will definitely try to put in whatever input I can, but the technology aspect was one, but the whole experience of chanting and working with the team was really amazing.
So that is one part of
Yes.
it, right? The requirements
Maybe
kept changing, and we had to cope up with the new requirements. But let me tell you that what happened other than technology was something that these beautiful ladies on screen have handled,
I was
right?
about to come to them, in fact.
So, Jyoti garu, and we have to talk about it because all of
Right.
them had to happen parallelly. They were concurrent streams working in parallel. It was not one after the other. They were going in parallel, happening concurrently, right?
I
And
think
Jyoti garu,
because you said those are the two beautiful ladies, undoubtedly, and our Harigaru said he created the visual delight. Josnaji, let's show the video of just a glimpse of the video and the record announcement. Then those two are the, like, the woman behind the success.
Absolutely.
Stri
We
Shakti.
would like to see the visual now of how the history was created, how the Guinness record has been created. I'm very eagerly waiting, and of course my audience are equally waiting for the same. And after that we will come back to talk to Jyoti Garu and Satyapriya ji, and of course Sai Kandula ji also. So yes, we'll go one on one, and let's have the visuals now.
We have seen something that hasn't ever been attempted. people from 50 countries, thousands of Zoom sessions, and the technology challenges. But still, thank you for bearing with us, because this is an intercontinental technology effort. You saw that to get a few sessions to you to make a judgment. And I welcome you for your announcement, please.
Thank you very much for your patience, and thank you for inviting Guinness World Records to be part of India Independence Day. This is an extraordinary achievement. And just listening to the Hanuman Chalisa, my wife, who's actually listening in the background, and I, we're really, really enjoying it. We can feel the spirituality, and we appreciate and thank you for everything you're doing to hopefully help the world cure COVID-19. Thank you for everything you're doing. This was a beautiful experience, so thank you for allowing me to be part of it. Thank you for working so hard against all of the technological challenges. I know Ashok and Raju and Anand and your entire team, Sai, etc., have worked so hard, including Haru from the space station, with all of his millions of monitors, just to get us to this point. What I can say is that we couldn't review all evidence from the thousands of people that took part in the attempt today. But what I can say is that I've gone through and reviewed enough evidence to make an announcement now. We are delighted to have been part of this official Guinness World Records title attempt today. On behalf of Guinness World Records, it's my absolute pleasure to congratulate you and tell you that you are successful and Guinness World Records title holders. Welcome to the family.
Beautiful, beautiful. Such a wonderful feeling, you know.
A Guinness World Records title certificate to show you that you are all successful and now Guinness World Records title holders. Brilliant.
Philip, could you please read the...
I shall. It says, Guinness World Records certificate. The most people chanted online simultaneously was achieved by participants who gathered to chant Hanuman Chalisa during Sri Hanuman Chalisa Lakshi Gala Pariyam, an event organized by SiliconAndhra USA on 15th of August 2020. You are officially amazing.
Wow, this is so commendable, amazing. I had goosebumps, you know, watching the video when he announced, the Guinness records, and all those people on the screen, thousands of faces there, you know. Of course, takes whole lot of efforts there. And yes, the technology won. And as you say, SiliconAndhra, the Silicon Valley, as you know, the people who have created the backbones. That's the beauty of us Indians there, you know, in field of information technology, how we have excelled and how we have unified the world digitally, you know. It's a great moment of pride indeed. And again, heartiest congratulations to all of you, and heartiest congratulations to me also. I'm an Indian. I take pride that it happened on the Independence Day of India, and the way the Sanatan Dharma, the Sanatan work that you have done for the bigger kutum, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, as you said, for the whole big universe. That's one family that we have, is just amazing.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, sir, when it was happening, do you have some visuals from that as well that we can showcase, where how you were chanting, making it possible? So many thousands of faces there, and as you said, rotating every 49 people in every patch of Zoom session.
I think you could see that in the faces of Jyoti ji and Priya ji.
The beauties are there. See, one question I would have as I was reading their profile a little bit, how did you manage to register these many participants, because to have an account somewhere, have an accountability there of these names, people participating, how did it work out? Jyoti Garu, excellent to know about you, first of all, the kind of background you have come from, and the way you have, given your great contribution there, and equally for Priya Garu also. So Jyoti ji, from you, I would like to know from you, and how was it made successful, bringing in people together?
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Jyotsna ji. As Anand Garu generously introduced, my background, I am a Kuchipudi artist and a dance instructor by myself. So I was always related to most of the Kuchipudi events in the past, and all the Kuchipudi conventions. So it was very easy for me to, just like Parayandars, there we had artists participating. So it was very easy to communicate and tell them. But this was definitely a very, very unique experience. With a very short notice of, we had about 6 weeks to coordinate such a mega event. And definitely, I think Hanumanji is one Lord who all age groups can very comfortably and dearly connect. So each Parayandar that I spoke, or each person that I spoke, has given us so much of tremendous of energy that he will carry you. Everybody that I talk is, oh, Hanuman Chalisa, he will carry you kind. But definitely the challenge was there. It was not easy to reach out in such a short period, to reach out so many people. So we had, Priya ji, and we were all, as even Harigaru was saying, we all started off as Parayandars and reaching out people. So we had Hanumat Senas, each state had their own groups. So Anandji would come up with the strategies every morning. He used to say, okay, this is how we are going to execute it. And Priya ji took over few states, how to coordinate the Sena members there. I took few states, and Ashok ji was leading few states. And that's how we started globally establishing few Sena groups in each state, so that we can bring out the local people to spread the word. And then as we approached closer to the event, then we had the coaches and the program managers in between. We had a call-a-thon actually, where Hanuman Than we called, because it is and there were hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. Like each one reached 10. Each one reached 10 was the concept Anand Garu came up, and it was a tremendous success because each one will definitely have 10 of their families to tell. So, if we reach 1,000, they go to 10,000, 100,000. So that is, it is my honor to be face of many, many, many volunteers today. But the way in which the way in which you are asking about registrations, it is thanks to those hundreds of volunteers and our coaches, our program managers, who made it very, very smooth. This technically challenging event, it was only possible with hundreds of thousands of volunteers. And can't thank the 100,000 Vasudhaiva Kutumbam also, who trusted that something like this is possible. Because when they were talking to me, I don't know what kind of a confidence I gave either, because I myself did not know. As Harigaru was saying, on the event day also we figured out how we are doing. So it was just a trust. It was just what Anandji has built a goodwill about SiliconAndhra. When they think of something, they will accomplish kind of a trust that was there in people already. And it was just Hanumanji's blessings. That is how all came together. That's all I can say.
Kya baat hai, amazing. They have this line for Hanuman ji, ki Hanuman ji, meri naav chali, meri balli paar laga dena. So
that's so true.
Basically, Lord Hanuman did that work, and it successfully, you executed it. And I'll go to Priya. Thank you for these beautiful inputs, Jyoti Garu, and great contribution indeed. I'll come to Priya ji, to you, having a background from, theater, as you said, right? This field.
Yes.
And then you got associated and the transition has happened. So what was your role there?
Basically theater, that's Anandji's, as Jyoti Garu said, he's always, very gracious and, always full of praises. Though we just take those baby steps, he gives gigantic words of praise, for us, motivating us. I mean, that's what I feel as my godfather, and because I only considered him as a family, and the whole SiliconAndhra family is a big motivating factor for us to stick on for more than 19 years. I mean, my son and SiliconAndhra, they were born in the same year. So the very first year, we just were watchers, and 2003-4 is the time when I met Anand Garu, and the rest is history. So I was fortunate enough to also be, in the, 2009 Lakshagala Parayan back in India. And that itself was an amazing experience altogether, getting, those numbers. I mean, though Anand Garu says it's just a Lakshagala, there were more than one and a half lakh or more than 1.62 lakh of people who were physically present per the records. But, there's a saying in Hindi, which I mean, my Hindi teacher, she used to always say, I mean, she put her own thing also into that, saying that, man bhala to sab bhala, soch bhala to ant bhala. So, I always vouch for these 4 lines. And everybody in the family, because this is a family, unka sab man hai, just do whatever you want. And what a better way to connect with this kind of an extended family, away from our own family. And there is not a moment, dull moment, for the kids here to either, get to know the aunts and uncles of the SiliconAndhra family, and also get mentoring, from, what as a Sanatana Dharma, and, what we were taught in our engage, the kids here, the Gen Next is also, taking it forward and carrying it forward. So my role, I would only say I'm just a bindu, a drop in this vast ocean.
Wow.
And, but every drop matters. And, that drop doesn't look far or behind, saying that, is it reaching the ocean? As long as, the drop's duty is to see that ocean, that small amount is filled. If it's filled, good. If it's evaporated, even better. A new drop comes in. So
let me interrupt her.
What a beautiful
And,
thought
because
process there,
she's not talking about what all she did actually. She's just talking about being a drop, but she played a crucial role in connecting with all the VIPs in India.
Kya
And
baat hai.
she was a point of contact with Sri Shekhar Sen ji, the person who composed the Hanuman Chalisa exclusively for this event. So,
Wow.
Priya ji, can you please talk about all the VIPs you connected and your experience in dealing with a new set of VIPs?
Yes. There were, honorable ministers, cabinet ministers, central ministers, state ministers, all VVIP delegates that we can, think about who's who of, the Indian, and even here, even in US. And they've been very kind enough, because, they say, as again, the first 4 lines of the Indian, the Hindi lines that I put forward, it's not Priya Tanugula, or it's not Anand Garu, or, it's not Sai, Jyoti Garu, and even Ashok Garu. It's the SiliconAndhra. And once that email, that invite is actually, sent to them, they immediately, in spite of their tight, busy schedules, they made it a point to appreciate this unique and innovative, thought of, coming together, putting the whole globe together for a global prayer, and, getting that positive air, because after all, we are praying the Vayu Putra, so cleansing the air is what made this a big, unique effort. And they were very appreciative, and they got a lot of thank you messages, congratulatory messages, blessings in the form of live videos. And we have all of those in our Facebook page of SiliconAndhra and our website. And a few of the ministers, they were, even kind enough to cut short their meetings with the, in the Prime Minister's office, because they had also after the evening tea party hosted by Modi ji, but they could cut short that, and they came here for our live, event. And couldn't thank enough, those memorable moments that they could also be part of and shared with us, giving their blessings. And that's where, the actual goosebump factor, hit me. I mean, they were so appreciative of SiliconAndhra, and they valued each and every attempt that we actually initially made. And they remembered every single activity of SiliconAndhra. That itself is something which I think every family member of SiliconAndhra should be proud of. And again, thanks to our own godfather here, Anandji, who always is like the silent watcher, pushing us, saying that, you guys just go forward, march forward. And he's always been that force behind. He is the actual Sanjeevani of our SiliconAndhra.
अमेजिंग अमेजिंग, वो तो है ही, ये तो है ही संजीवनी, और जान पूरी डाली है इन्होंने. एंड दैट्स वेयर द लेगेसी विल कंटिन्यू विद द लीडरशिप दैट ही हैज. एंड इन फैक्ट आई वुड से SiliconAndhra, as you said, the people would hear the name and they would promptly respond. This is a role model organization, as I see. It is a role model organization. That's where it is. That's the beauty.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely. And publicity-wise, I should take Snehaji's name. She has been our SiliconAndhra family's publicity queen. That's what we all call her. And my God, I mean, effortlessly, she pulled it over with daily, Lakshagala Para exclusive updates, putting on every live for continuous 3 weeks in a row, and getting in, some influential people who can actually, influence their own set of people, saying that, hey, we've been a part of this group. We are associating ourselves for this Parayan. Why don't you all also come and be part of? And that has been a big, kind of an icing on the cake for us to, not effortlessly also in parallel get a lot of people's attention, saying that, hey, something is actually happening for a world class and it's a global player. And in your own, convenience, being sitting at home, just do the chant. That's all it requires. And, we also have a SiliconAndhra Youth, an initiative, and we had Valli Garu, teaching kids the lyrics part of, SiliconAndhra. So the name list goes on. We had Madhu Prakya Garu, who would also on the spiritual side with his team also discuss, the philosophical and the spiritual path, saying that, why you need to sit down as a family to do a prayer in these trying times. Because, ultimately when science fails, it's only God we all have to look up.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So all this is the class work, right? It gets over once as the class ends, but the homework continues. So there is one person among us here who's still doing the homework.
Yes.
The classwork is over. We all wash our hands, but the homework is still being done by Sai Kandula.
We will come to definitely to Sai Garu there. The reason being, I was holding him back because he is a very exclusive family member there. And I have my own personal set of questions to ask Sai Garu. I would not just spare him just as one guest there.
I'm scared now, actually. I'm short of words, actually. I can't speak now. You are
No, I have to actually talk to you because you are a man who will carry the legacy forward. The youth in you, the blessings that you have, and the trainings you are under direct training. The high command is his daughter, Arindaru's daughter. So your legacy, you are double blessed, double powered, you're a double power engine there. I definitely have good set of questions to ask from you, Sai Garu.
He's also a double watcher because, the first strict ties always fall on him.
Go ahead. I mean, any questions? I mean, I'm ready to answer. But yeah, please, if you have any questions, please shoot me.
You seem to be the youngest here, as I see. I don't know. Pardon me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
but then that's where I see that energy in you, the youth in you. And I see that the youth carries more energy to bring more, connectivity to the world, to the universe. We are the new age kids, as you say, the millennials, as you say. So how do you feel, first of all, getting associated in the whole of this, thing? And of course, Anand Guru being the mentor there, part of your family. How do you feel about it, first of all?
I'll tell you the story, actually. So it's a funny story. I mean, it's all started with Saint Annamacharya. So, I mean, my journey started with SiliconAndhra with Saint Annamacharya. So Anandji mentioned earlier. So they did we have a world record with, people chanting Saint Annamacharya Kirtanas in India. So, I mean, can you see in my background? He's the person.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's the person. Actually, It's
Who
all.
wrote it?
I just wanted to show to your audience as well. So it's all started with him. So so
क्या बात है?
yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's in 2011 May actually when I started, associating with SiliconAndhra. So
Right.
one of my colleague, we used to work together. He introduced me to SiliconAndhra. So back then, I used to do a lot of work with other non-profit organizations. Actually, as you mentioned, when you first mentioned about non-profits, so they do a lot of work, but whatever they do, it's not going to the right people, right? So I got
True.
fed up with all those things. Actually, I said no more social service. I'm like, no, I don't want to do any social service anymore because it's not going to the right people. I'm in that age, so I'm very aggressive. So it's not going to the right people. So why are you doing this? You are just doing it for yourself, for your personal agenda. Everyone has a personal agenda. I really don't like it. So I got frustrated, and then this person came in and he said, "Okay, sir, you love art. Okay, you love your culture, right? So okay, come on and see what these people are doing." I came and then I started, I mean, Anandji, there are many people like Priya Garu, Anandji's wife, Shanti Kujibatla, everyone is there. They're asking me to put some banners and, many things actually, some artwork on stage. I have done it, everything. So people were calling, I mean, they're not relatives. I thought everyone was relative there. Everyone is calling Mama, Babai, I mean, in Telugu, uncle. Actually, everyone is calling with, relations, talking to them in with the, related words. I'm like, I thought all these persons, all these people came from India. All these are relatives. I'm like, okay. So one person came and I spoke to one of the person, said, are these people are relatives? No, they're all, came together for this one big, family for SiliconAndhra. Actually, there. I mean, then I realized, okay, this is the place I want to be. This is the family I want to be. So because
Beautiful.
since my childhood, I've been in a, joint family. I've grown up in a joint family because I want that. So I felt that actually when I came into the SiliconAndhra. So uh, I was so happy. And then since then I was there with SiliconAndhra. Any event, any initiatives that comes from Anandji, I'm like, I'm there. I'm the first person. I'm there. I'll be there no matter what. Even though if it's hard, sometimes he says, Sai, you have to think out of the box. I'm like, what? I've done pretty good job. What should I do now? I mean, what else I could do? So I mean, I've learned many things from
A
Anandji. And
good mentor will always challenge you.
yes, yeah, that's what happened. I mean, that he pushes me,
Simple.
in the ocean, and he wants me to swim. And in the
Absolutely.
middle of the ocean, I'm like, okay, I tried, and I'm still learning. There are so many things actually. This is one of the event, Hanuman Chalisa. So I mean, I always talk to him. I mean, we people know from in our community, Telugu community, and Tamilian, and because we are more related to music, right? So some people know. I always spoke to him. I mean, why can't we do some global thing actually that everyone should know what we are doing? Because we are not doing it for our personal, we don't have any personal agenda. We are a family. We want to spread joy, happiness, and give. I mean, we wanted to give back to our people, our homeland. So we do that a lot. I mean, because we don't have. I mean, this is the first time I guess we are doing. I mean, interviewing with channels and everything. We haven't done this much of marketing before for any of our events. So luckily, Lord Hanuma, he heard me actually. Okay, Sai, wait, I'm doing it. So he did it. Magic happened actually. So
Very true.
now we are global. I mean, everyone. I mean, the village, remote villages, people also they know SiliconAndhra what we are doing. They're coming forward, and I mean they wanted to help SiliconAndhra. So my wish came true actually through Lord
Very
Hanuma.
nice. Very nice. And how were you technically involved here in this whole procedure as you were part with together with Hari Garu?
If I mean, it's all their vision. So whatever I did, I played a very small role actually. I haven't done anything. So they gave me everything in a plate actually, full meal plate. So I have to just to feed the people. So these are doing. So these are
That's
things.
very important work.
Yes. I mean, I feel that's the. I mean, in that also they are there with me. Harigaru and Ashok Garu are there with me. Even though they have their production work they are doing in the background, but they were there with me all the time, helping me. Even Ashok Garu also. Sometimes I got frustrated, or I when I feel bad and he comes to me and he talks to me, Sai, don't worry, we are all here, man. Smile on his face and saying, don't worry, Sai, we are all here. We'll be on your back. Don't worry, do it. Whatever you could do, do it. So we'll be there. So that's the motivation. And now I have another mentor apart from my uncle. So Ashok Badigaru, thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot, for all your
Very
support,
nice.
guidance. And Harigar, of course, I have a great friend now. So I can, talk to him in technical terms. I got worried. Sometimes he gets into more. I got worried. Come on, I'm not that technical. Please don't tell me all those words. I'll be happy. Give me an overview. Whatever you do, that's it. That's enough for me. So I can.
Harigaru is very underplaying and saying very small role. If there was anybody in his position, they would have had nervous breakdown.
Oh.
He was dealing with every minute changes. And
1 lakh people, of course.
hundreds and hundreds of hosts and co-hosts of Zoom. And
Wow.
he was going with the technology developments happening every minute and going with the Guinness World Record developments going on every minute and communicating that with hundreds and hundreds of volunteers who are not exactly the SiliconAndhra volunteers here. They are like just randomly friends and friends. He did an amazing job. Just thinking what he is doing gave many sleepless nights to me. I just can't, he's just not saying what he did.
Hats off to you, Saiji.
So let me articulate the difficulty in getting all these hosts to work for us, right? One, they're all volunteers, so we cannot dictate anything, not paid staff or anything.
Right.
And unknown people. And the biggest challenge was that every host would only see their particular Zoom session. So they think they know everything because that is all they see. Whatever you see is what you know. And then they would try and give us suggestions saying, no, you have to do it only this way. But the challenge for us was we see the entire 100 plus Zoom sessions and our vision is totally different. Our requirement is totally different. The Guinness Book of World Record, the requirements were totally different and they were ever changing. So we were playing with moving targets with no, like very, very, the hosts were always changing. Once it's so difficult when, a host says, this is what you have to do and we don't listen to them, they get demotivated. Then again, we have to call them personally, again, motivate them. So what I did was he has a beautiful set of team, Narendra and a few other people. So he would call them, he would spend sleepless nights, call them throughout because they're all in different time zones. So for him, all time zones were one, and call each and every one of them and then personally motivate them and say, Baba, please listen to us. This is what we need from you. So you have to do this. And that is how, because of the changing requirements, it was like every week a new training session. What we trained last week would totally be unlearned and a new training session, new PowerPoint would come up. It came till 1 day before the event. I'm telling you, 1 day before the event, we completely changed the entire set of rules that we taught them and made sure that every host, every co-host understands that and execute it. So all the training, all the PowerPoints, everything was exclusively and 100% done by Sai and his wonderful
amazing, amazing, commendable, very nice, very, very nice. Good.
Again, his whole team is Gen Next. It's all youth centric. So
that's what
he
the beauty is.
Such a wonderful set of.
Thank my team actually. So without them, I couldn't have been done it actually. So on that day, event day, it's goosebumps moment actually.
So now I see the unified success. Why this success has happened here? I see a little example here, and I'll tell my audience also. If you are also watching, and when you're watching them talking about the contribution, whenever I'm questioning them about their work, they will not boast anything what they did. They're just telling that we are part of the system. We just followed the things and we're doing things. The other colleague is telling, hey, commendable work this person did. जब मैं नहीं होता ना, तब जब हम बनता है, when you leave your ego aside, this unison happens. And this is the role model. This is the beauty I see in Silicon Andhra here.
क्योंकि हम लोग परिवार जैसे मानते हैं ना, परिवार में मैं करी तू क्या करी ये सब नहीं होता, हम क्या कर सकते हैं वही सोच में होता है.
So
It's
this
not
unison,
तू और मैं, it's हम.
Amazing Anand Garu for this great leadership and the kind of sanskara, I'll say.
I would like
team
to
members
take
have.
a moment, Jyotsna ji, in the reaching out the Parayandar part. One wonderful aspect, I mean, which I will cherish for my life that I did not share, that this is the first time we actually reached out to many organizations and temples, like Temple of Atlanta, Sai Datta Peetam from New Jersey, and Hanuman Temple from Dallas, or NATS, a Telugu organization, or like, when the Sankalpam is good, various organizations and temples coming together and joining hands, they shooted emails multiple times to their database saying that, hey, this organization is doing, which is a wonderful feeling inside that, there are so many people out there, they might have their own organization, but how beautifully when the intention is good and when the Sankalpam is right, how wonderfully they came together, and we just together can't thank enough to all those many organizations I cannot list.
Yeah, you had Bihari, foundation, their organization, Chhattisgarh organizations, and they had their own exclusive Zoom sessions. That's the impact they actually created and supported us. And we should also take this opportunity to thank our extended family members in India. Oh my God, they have been instrumental. Girija Lulla Garu, who is also Anandji's sister, and Vardarajan Garu, Raja, whom we, call, and Manimadhav Garu. Oh my God, he was like sending, content in different languages, texting to the Indian, centric audience by, saying that, hey, there's an event happening, please register. And, it's like, that's the reason we feel very small. We are just a small representation here, but there was so much, Herculean task that each, family member had taken, saying that, we will be doing, that's okay. Just tell us what needs to be done. And they just did that. And we never knew when it was also done. It was like already implemented. There were also, this kind of an agile system, whereas there is no update or something like a program management, nothing like that. You only had a direct deliverable. It's like you say today and tomorrow morning, you already get that in your messages saying that it's all done.
Absolutely. That's what you really don't know where all it is going. You are digitally connected on your screen. That's it. You know your part, how it is being integrated, how it's being fed, and how it's been calculated, how it's been counted. It's the majestic work, that is undergone. And of course, as Ashok ji said, that too many PowerPoint presentations happened, too many things happened. Homework was done, many a times, and many a times the project was changed as well, a little bit, the overview. So that matters the most. Now I am very, very curious, not curious exactly. I want to see some chanting feed if you have for the event, how the chanting took place. Do you have something that we can see, we can show to our audience?
Yeah, we should be able to. Just give us a couple of minutes. I think Hari will pull it up from.
Sure, definitely. And, because today we are talking about Silicon Andhra, I need more inputs if you would like to do some screen share, how people can associate with you. North America, people in North America, where they can reach out. If they're in India, if they're watching there, where they can reach out, how best they can associate and contribute, one is their karma, shrama, the way they can contribute. Another one is dhana, the donations if they can make, or any other way if you do any other kind of charity event, say collection of food or clothes or any other drives, because these are the things I would like to know from you now that when we are talking to Silicon Andhra as an organization, these are the things you do. This is the platform where people will gather more information, and how best people can connect their kids, the youth, with Silicon Andhra. Because the heritage, the legacy that you're carrying, it has to carry on for years in future. And that our future is held with our kids, they are the people who will be there. We need inputs on that as well from you all.
Jyotsna ji, SiliconAndhra, as we said, initiated in 2001. From 2007, we are running Manabadi, that is our school, teaching Telugu. And we started with 100 students. The last academic year, we have 10,000 plus students learning Telugu in across United States and Canada, as well as 12 other countries.
Amazing.
People can find information at manabadi.siliconandhra.org. And SiliconAndhra Manabadi is the only one that is ACS WASC accredited. Across the country, in dozens of school districts, SiliconAndhra Telugu teaching got the foreign language credit recognition. It means in a high school, instead of taking a French, Spanish, or Mandarin, they could take Telugu and get the high school credit for foreign language. That's the only SiliconAndhra offers that kind of program in the North America. Next, we have something called Sampada. Sampada is SiliconAndhra Music, Performing Arts and Dance Academy. We conduct junior and senior certificate exams in association with Potti Sriramulu Telugu University of Hyderabad in Carnatic music, Hindustani, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, violin, veena, and mridangam and tabla. So kids who are born and brought up here, who are exposed to these art forms, until we started this program, in the entire United States, there is no such program where they could get a certificate for the Indian fine arts that they have been learning. And there are a lot of students that learn from Jyoti ji, as she is a Kuchipudi dancer and guru. Until this program, they do a Rangapravesam or Arangetram. That's all. But now they have credit hours as well as junior and senior certificates. And we have not stopped there. We believe in the kindergarten to postgraduate, KG to PG. 4 years ago, we started University of SiliconAndhra, the first ever university outside the great India to offer Indian fine arts, Indian languages and linguistics. Today we have 5 departments: Department of Carnatic music, Department of Kuchipudi dance, Department of Bharatanatyam, Department of Sanskrit, and Department of Telugu. Hopefully by next year, we have moved to get the accreditation, that is whatever they call the WASC accreditation. University of California, Berkeley or Stanford University, they need to have regional accreditation by an agency called WASC. And we achieved candidacy a month ago. We are in the final stages of getting accreditation, hopefully by next June. So our faculty are world-renowned faculty in all these departments, and the students, we have graduated 2 master's programs, master's program in Kuchipudi, master's program in Carnatic music, and Jyoti Garu is one of our alumni, and Priya Garu is also one of our alumni. They work
and we are the first batch, inaugural batch graduates. Addition
amazing,
to that.
amazing.
And we have this Sanjeevani Hospital in Kuchipudi, and that is, we have been serving thousands of patients in a rural area. The Sanjeevani Hospital, as you heard, it serves about 150 plus villages, 600,000 people. And we have a 6-storied building. If you have seen the visuals, it looks like any of the 80% close to the American hospitals in a first of its kind in a rural area. So we are very, very deeply interested in establishing systems independent of the people for the generations to come. So our entire focus is how could we create awareness and mastery of our fine arts for our next generation, so that they have cultural identity. They could be born and brought up here, but irrespective of the citizenship or nationality, having the cultural identity, we believe, is very important, because that makes you an all-rounded citizen in this global village. That's our mission. We have been working for the last 19 years as a family. Hope we could continue. As we said, we are on several TV channels across the world. It is not boasting you, but I need to tell you, you are one of the wonderful hosts I personally ever faced, who are so, honest and speaking from the heart and truthful. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to interact you.
Yeah.
Frankly, when we come to the TV shows, they become so mechanical sometimes, but this is such a wonderful experience. I asked Snehaji and Ashokji, could you excuse me out of this? They said it should be there, but I feel good today. You being the host and you being such a wonderful, wonderful person who genuinely showing interest in what we do. And we thank Mana TV, Sridhar Chellaragaru also, for having us part of this. So thank you very much. It means a lot for all of us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Anand Garu,
Coming
I
from
would
you,
also
I'm
like to
very, very
add,
humbled.
Yeah, sorry, Jyotsna ji. Anand Garu, one more, our biggest initiative of last year, our Rotary Club of SiliconAndhra, and we should invite Jyotsna ji to also please join for one of our Rotary meetings. And our Rotary Club of SiliconAndhra is the largest club which chartered with more than 200 plus members, and that itself created its own records in the history of in the Rotary world.
It would be my great fortune and pleasure to be associated with SiliconAndhra in any which possible way I can.
The first thing, we welcome you to become a Rotary Club of SiliconAndhra member.
Absolutely, sir. I'm ready. You have not just done something that's about, bringing up our heritage, our cultural, our ethnic connect, our roots. You have given India a solid, great, wonderful recognition in the world. Organizations like yours, you're a role model organization, if I'm saying it from heart, is you created a platform for India on the international platform. Just being an NGO, as the non-profits are many, being a mere NGO, you've done so much for India, for its recognition all over the world. And the way you established everything, as you speak about establishing the language here and other things that you've done in the United States of America, I take so much of pride in connecting with you, your organization there, because this is what we look out for. We are NRIs here, and SiliconAndhra is giving a platform to people. We are being recognized with respect. You're earning that respect for us. What else? We will be forever grateful to you, sir. Thank you so much for for this whole organization, for the work that you've done, sir, and for the army of people that you've connected. Such humble and modest people. बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है, ये सागर इतना अच्छा है कि इसमें से अमृत झलकता है, अमृत बरसता है, तो और क्या चाहिए?
So he's as Krishna Bhagavan said in Bhagavad Gita, yad yadacharati shreshtaha. So tattadeve tarojana. So whatever the shreshta, like Anandji does, he does it lead by example, is the important quality given from the Bhagavad Gita. And Anand Garu, in front of everyone, to all the viewers, thank you very much, sir, for letting us be a part of this divine event. I would request Hariji to play a very interesting video. So we forgot to mention, in this whole journey of 2 months, we involved and we touched so many hearts and so many people. And here, you let me speak a little bit, or Anandji will speak a little bit. After this is a surprise. He doesn't know that we are going to be playing this video. Hariji, can you please?
श्रीयाञ्जनेयं प्रसन्नाञ्जनेयं श्रीरामदूतं महाकायवीरं प्रलय विनडयलि असुरर ಎದುರಿಸು ಗಗನ ವಿಚರುಗಲಿ ಗಡಗಡ ನಡುಗಿಸು ಧರ್ಮ ಉಳಿಸೋ ಸತ್ಯ ಮೆರೆಸೋ ವಜ್ರದೇಹಿ ಬಾರೋ ಜೈ 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 ಬಜರಂಗಿ
నమస్తే అండి, నేను డాక్టర్ హర్ష, స్కెచ్ ఆర్టిస్ట్. నా పక్కన ఉండేది ఇలా నవ్వుతున్నాడు కదా మధు. నేను నా మధు. సో మధు కష్టపడి ఇష్టంతో నోటితో వేసిన పెయింటింగ్ హనుమాన్ పెయింటింగ్. మేము ఈ పెయింటింగ్ ఎందుకు వేసామంటే ఆగస్టు 15వ తారీఖున హనుమాన్ చాలీసా లక్షగల పారాయణం ఉంది. మీరందరూ పాల్గొని ఆ ఉత్సవాన్ని మహోత్సవాన్ని విజయవంతం చేయాలని కోరుకుంటూ హనుమంతుల వారికి ఒక చిన్న పెయింటింగ్ ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో జై హనుమాన్.
Really have goosebumps. Wow, what a beauty. It's a very deep connect and a deep message indeed by this small boy,
That
little wonder.
young boy was just like any other normal boy until an year ago. Yep. And today, due to electrocution, he lost both his hands and both his legs.
Yeah.
And I told in the beginning, Ashok Garu always goes for the help to help the people in need. Through him, I came to know this artist who adopted that boy. We have one of our future projects is to make that young boy to be fully functional as a normal human being with the modern, whatever the medical world could do.
Prosthetics.
That's one of the things we want to do. So it is a boon to know Ashok Garu, and that artist is another human being. He's not connected to that boy. He heard that news, he went and adopted it, and he started training the kid to paint. Sorry, Ashok Garu, when I see that I get emotional. I started talking. I know you could do it better than me.
No, sir. No, sir. We wanted you only to talk. I could talk. But yes, that little kid lost his hands and limbs in an accident. And the artist, Harsha, a young boy, very young boy, but very socially aware and very socially active, responsible person. And so he adopted this boy. And so we've been trying to do our bit, and we keep supporting him whatever we can financially. But I brought it up to Anand Garu, and immediately the first reaction that came from Anandji, and that is why I wanted this video to be played, was that he immediately said, Ashok, no matter what will happen, we will make sure we give this kid the life he deserves.
Very nice.
And let me go on record here that there is going to be he in fact Anandji went talked to a couple of his doctor friends who are in this field, and there's a cost coming up to $100,000 with some advanced prosthetics, and that would almost give human-like features, and it's a very expensive treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But Anand Garu promised that we as a family together will involve and ensure that the little boy gets a normal life.
Very
Thank
nice.
you,
Very
Anand Garu.
nice.
Thank you
Very
again
nice.
for your kind-heartedness and your generosity.
You will live forever, sir.
He's already living forever.
This is the legacy you create, Very few people come. They say Dharmatma. These are the Dharmatmas, That's what.
We need to say here one thing, before we close. You're seeing our faces when we are talking here, and behind each one of us we have our families that supported, because we didn't even go out of our rooms for almost for 2 weeks. Pregaru husband Sanjeev, and he is part of helping us, and for Jyoti Garu, not only her immediate family, her mom and dad also were with her, and her kids helped like when trying to do some technical things. And Harigaru didn't leave from this room, like even his food and even his clothes were brought, and Ashok Garu didn't see his small kids like that. And for me, I'm a food lover. I'm a vegetarian, but I'm a food lover. And with all this stress, what goes, my wife Santi not only feeding me, but we needed the people to come. She built a team, and several thousand people through her connections, big groups, both from Dallas to India. She contacted every day. She has her own team meetings at the night, 9 o'clock. So each one is like, that's why we said this is a big family, not like, one person doing it.
Amazing.
And my daughter, she just texted me. She became a fan of you, and she says like, you're an amazing host. She is one of the girls who is brought up in this country, like, everything, like she knows only this country. She says you're an amazing
Thank you so much.
host. So it means a lot for all of us, the families. And there are several people who are not here. There are several people who are not here.
To mention Sai Garu with a little kid. He had a 3-year-old kid, and probably I don't know how many days he even hugged him during this process. So Anand Garu's daughter, with her new job and also little kid, completely managed everything, and she also became part of the team leadership and did everything. And Sai Garu's day and night work and couldn't have happened without Anusha and her little one Aryavir's cooperation in this.
By the way,
Amazing.
this is my garage. This is where I sit and do.
And he's still
Very
working.
creative. I love the Taj Mahal that you have in the back here, there, and that you said that you carved it yourself, the wooden Taj Mahal.
He's our Vishwakarma. He's our Vishwakarma of SiliconAndhra. He creates, oh my God, he has magical hands.
He's still working 10-hour days to compile all the data to submit to Guinness World Records.
Absolutely. It is a humongous task, It doesn't really end there. The data that you have to supplement, that you have to give, and then it has to be listed. Then you will send the message to each and every participant. Humongous task, lot of money, lot of energy, lot of efforts required, And one beautiful thing that has happened today, when we are talking to you live on this whole process, how the Guinness World Record has happened. This is a trendsetter. I'll say it is a introductory lesson to other people who aspire to create Guinness records, because they're getting the live inputs, how the things were conceptualized, how they were worked around, what kind of determination, hard work, integrity goes in, what kind of team it is, how it comes up. Everything is so beautifully, lucidly described here. It's commendable, highly commendable. And I'm very sure my audience would be great. Well, they'll be very, very happy today and grateful to us for once, showing something, a live demo, how it works.
Thank you, Jyotsna ji. Thank you very much for your time. And for East Coast people getting late, and we also have to catch up on the other things. We would like to see you part of SiliconAndhra family. And Ashok Garu, hope you have her contact information. And we will connect you offline and welcome you into the family. Let's do something good for the world.
Thank you, sir. We only live once, and I believe you should live it right. And I'm just trying to live right. That's it. Thank you so much for wonderful, wonderful
So
participation
my take
with
on
us.
that is, we live every day. We only die once. We live every day, so let us
Perfect.
live.
So I would like to thank Anand Garu, all of the team members here, SiliconAndhra as an organization, for blessing us, coming to Mana TV's platform, sharing your success story with our audience. It's not just an inspiration. It is a lot of information we gathered, a lot of good connect people will be able to make from today. Those who were ignorant still will find their path to connect and connect strongly with the roots of their Matrabhumi. That is the beauty here with SiliconAndhra. I see that. And I heartiest congratulations again on behalf of Mana TV International, TV5, TV5 International as well, for this grand success, the Guinness World Record for 100,000 times chanting of Hanuman Chalisa, 11 times that too. It is commendable. It is a history marked there. We are part of that process, and I'm very happy to have talked to you here and gained a lot of insight. And I'm very, very happy officially, publicly. Yes, I would like to be member of Silicon Andhra, where I can do my tiny bit, because what we can do today can live forever if it is done in the right way, spirit and way. So that's what I'll say. And I'm very thankful to you, sir. Thank you, Ashok ji. Ashok ji se pehli mulaqat hui thi. That's how I got connected, and then we were talking. So pardon my ignorance in the beginning when I said that. So jo dikhta hai wo kya hota hai ki nikal jata hai kabhi kabhi.
कोई बात नहीं.
शब्दों में.
No issues.
So everybody, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your time. And my audience, this was a grand day. You know how to devise Guinness records now and what all it takes to do these kind of miracles. Do believe in the power of the team and the team spirit. And then we will say good night to you today. We'll come back with some another interesting sessions for our audience later on. But now, good night. God bless you. Be happy and be grateful to God always. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Jai Bajrang Bali.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.